7 players, guys, 7 missing players for our game against Chelsea tomorrow. What exactly is this supposed to mean? Here is the team news as we do preview Manchester United hosting Chelsea, the second game for Ruud van Nistelrooy, but the first one in the English Premier League. Welcome to the United Sport. Welcome again, fam, to this new era of Manchester United post Eric Ten Hag. We should be feeling good. But listen, Harry Maguire, Kobe Maino, Tyrell Malacia, Mason Mount, Luke Shaw, and Lenny Yoro are all out. But there is still debates on whether Christian Eriksen could be making it because he's pushing so hard to be trying to get himself fit. Remember, United still miss Anthony Dos Santos as well. He's injured. He's also part of the list. So it's a long list of injuries. But the boss is saying, at least for Christian Eriksen, who is one of our top goal contributors this season, is at least almost trying to push himself to be fit, at least as of today. 4 goals and 3 assists in 11 games for Christian Eriksen, probably his best run as a Manchester United player. It certainly would be good for us to have him because, listen, against Leicester City, we had a bench that it lacked a bit in depth because we had players like the academy duo of Jack Fletcher and Jace Fitzgerald. These are guys who are filling up the numbers in the middle because already Kobe is not there. We didn't have Christian Eriksen. It certainly does not look good. But for Rod, he feels we should be able to get the best out of whichever team we will be having as we do take on Chelsea in this very crucial game at home. Remember, the plan for Ineos is to salvage this season that has been looking quite tough, really, already. And of course, that culminated in the sacking of the manager. Now, listen, we are playing, for me, this game will be, of course, a battle of depth. Certainly, we are talking a Chelsea team that has, a big depth in it. They got a chance to rest their key players in their last game against Newcastle, and of course, players like Cole Palmer, were not in there. Nicholas Jackson also got some rest in that game. They chose to start with players like Madueke and came off the. Actually, he didn't start; he came off the bench. But players like Nkuku had his time in there. Joao Felix. So Chelsea has got a lot of depth. Actually, if you ask me, I think Chelsea is one of the clubs with the most depth in the English Premier League this season. But listen, for me, their depth might be there, but the mentality and the desire for Manchester United is what will always push us to win games at Old Trafford. It's the fight. It doesn't matter the personnel, and I've been consistently saying this. Regardless the injuries we have, whichever player who will get the honor of stepping on that pitch to play in that team must know that for Manchester United, there are no excuses for losing a game at Old Trafford. Of course, you might lose, and we know that we are not expected to win all games of football, but the fight must be there. The desire, the minimum, the bare minimum we expect from these Man United players is for them to put on a fight that is going to make it completely difficult for Chelsea to get anything in that game. They might be because they have they're in a good frame, they're in a good rhythm. They might perhaps, of course, they have got some players who can turn up with brilliant individual performances, but United must make it difficult. We must show character, we must show a desire, we must push and fight to be able to convince the supporters, the home supporters, that these players are good enough, because the excitement of Ruben Amorim is there. But it all gets to the players, guys. The players have proven to fail managers before. So if they don't show a fight, it is going to be a bad signal, and they know too they have got to prove themselves to the new manager. So it's going to be a good test, if you ask me, a good response, and I'm sure Ruben Amorim will be seated on the biggest of screens in Portugal, watching these players and studying them to see what exactly they can turn up with. I believe already he's getting information about the players. They are feeding him with all forms of information about the players so that by the time he arrives, he certainly knows where to start and who to start from. So it's going to be interesting in this game against a team that had the luxury of making 11 changes to their team that lost to Newcastle in the Carabao Cup. But it doesn't matter. For me, I'll focus on the attitude and mentality of Man United players, because we can beat Chelsea. It's a direct team. It can be an end-to-end game where we can score a lot more than them. In terms of personnel, If it's working, why fix it? The only position to sort in that one, and I don't care about Marcus Rashford being a big game player who scores against the big teams. My feeling is the team that ended the game, I think, should be starting. The only exception to that could be in Johnny Evans if he's not 100% fit. But even if Christian Eriksen makes the cut, I think we can still play with Casemiro and Manuel Ugarte in the middle, then play, of course, Bruno, up top. But Hoyland should start ahead of Joshua Zirkzee. I'm beginning to believe that Ruud van Nistelrooy did not play Hoyland, did not start Hoyland in the last game because he was resting him for this one. I'm hoping that was the reason, so that he comes fit. I think Zirkzee can come off the bench to try and bring his deft touch to the game in case there is need. But also, he can slow down the game a little bit when it gets intense to a level, especially if you've been leading already and you need to slow it down, because Chelsea can be direct and come at you like a a waterfall. So I feel for me, Ruud van Nistelrooy knows what he has got to do to create a tempo that is going to disorganize Chelsea and then ensure that our guys are clinical, because without a shadow of a doubt, the chances will be created. Now, the news that has just come in is that Casemiro, that bullet of a goal that is scored against Leicester City, the stunner, the cracker, the beauty, that he scored, has been voted Man United FC's goal of the month of October. It shouldn't be a surprise. I was hearing people who felt that goal from should have been the not the deflected free kick, but the other from Bruno could be a contender. But I think there is no way any goal can beat Casemiro's goal. That bullet that got Ruud van Nistelrooy, celebrating and swinging his arms, reminding us of his signature celebration when he scored those 150 or so goals for Man United. But what a strike that was. But you wonder what the Leicester City players were thinking. They gave him a lot of space, acres of space and yards for him to shoot. And you felt it was insane. But Casemiro's goal is the goal of the month of October, whereas Alejandro Garnacho is the player of the month of October for Manchester United Football Club. Beautiful stuff out there for our players. Now, this should be motivation for these two, because if Casemiro is playing good, I think we've seen it consistently. If Casemiro is playing good, certainly Man United at times is good. Of course, he's a crucial player. That engine position, the department he plays in, if Casemiro and Ugarte play well, my feeling is we will be firm and we'll have something against this Chelsea team. If they are not in a good mood, if it's not their day, of course with Bruno as well, our midfield, in fact, the whole midfield of Man United, if we play well, it doesn't matter the opponent. We can always ask the good question. We'll be firm and stable. We'll create chances. It will then be a matter of our strikers being clinical and scoring them. And barring them off. So it's quite important. So for me, we go into this Chelsea test with I think a good place to start from. Even Garnacho looked good in the last game. The Leicester City game, I think, was a good game, a good transition game for us to come back in our chase for respectable positions in the Premier League, to return, with a bit of confidence and desire and hope that things can change for the better. Because trust you me, 14th on the pile is unacceptable for Manchester United. So that's where we are. The third player this season to claim the men's trophy, that is the Player of the Month trophy, after Casemiro and Andre Onana. Of course, beautiful stuff there. He After he emerged ahead, he beat Casemiro and Andre Onana for the Player of the Month award. He became the third player this season to claim this trophy for the senior men's team at Man United. He scored twice and registered an assist in 6 matches across all competitions for Manchester United. And he featured in all of our games during this month of October, starting 5 of them and coming on as a substitute at halftime in the 3-all draw against FC Porto. So for me, there should be no debates, I think, about him and whether or not he deserves to be the Player of the Month. But what will matter is him, I think, translating his Player of the Month performance, beautiful improved performances against Chelsea. Remember, in the last month of August, before October, in August, it was Amad Diallo who won our Player of the Month award, only for the crazy Eric to bench him for the next couple of games. Doesn't make sense. But listen, we are post Eric Ten Hag, focusing now on the new life for Manchester United. Beautiful stuff there. My name is Webb. This is the United Hotspot. Like, share, and subscribe. And let me catch you later, fam.